The Iberians, an ancient people settled in the eastern and southern coasts of the Iberian Peninsula, have left an indelible mark on history. Journey back to the 6th century BC, where their story unfolds through the eyes of Greek and Roman chroniclers like Hecataeus of Miletus, Aviennius, Herodotus, and Strabo. The term Iberian carries a dual meaning. In a broad sense, it encompasses all the populations of the Iberian Peninsula, irrespective of ethnic differences. In a more specific ethnic sense, it refers to those dwelling in the eastern and southern coasts, influenced by the Phoenicians and Greeks by the 6th century BC. This culturally rich group spoke the Iberian language, distinct and vibrant, from the 7th to at least the 1st century BC. As the 5th century BC unfolded, Iberian soldiers emerged as formidable forces in battles across Italy, Greece, and Sicily, showcasing their military prowess. The Iberian culture, evolving from the 6th century BC, grew out of villages and fortified settlements known as oppida, demonstrating a tribal organizational structure. The central and northwest regions, inhabited by Vascones, Celts, Celtiberians, Lusitanians, Vetones, and Tertitani, contrasted with the more urbanized Iberians in the Spanish Levant. The burgeoning social complexity and urbanization in Iberian settlements were facilitated by trade interactions with the Phoenicians, Greeks, and Carthaginians. In the late 5th and early 4th centuries BC, social changes crystallized into an aristocracy and a clientele system, leading to territorial nucleation and fortified Iberian towns becoming political centers. Castellet de Banyoles, Lucentum, and the Mausoleum of Pozo Moro stand testament to the significance of these ancient Iberian settlements. Greek colonists, making historical references in the 6th century BC, categorized Iberians as non-Celtic peoples south of the Ebro River. Their trade extended to France, Italy, and North Africa, with influences from Greek art evident in Iberian artifacts. Contacts with Phoenicians, notably in Gades, enriched the Iberian cultural tapestry. As the Iberians engaged in diplomacy, emissaries were sent to Alexander the Great in 324 BC, a testament to their evolving role in the geopolitical landscape. Following the First Punic War, Carthage, burdened by a colossal war debt, sought to extend its dominion over the Iberian Peninsula. Hamilcar Barca initiated this conquest, seizing the Tartessian Guadalquivir River region with its abundant silver, operating from the strategic base at Cadiz. After Hamilcar's demise, his son-in-law Hasdrubal the Fair continued the incursions, establishing the colony of Carthage, modern Cartagena, and expanding influence south to the Ebro River. In 221 BC, after Hasdrubal's assassination, Hannibal assumed command, dedicating 2 years to completing the conquest of Iberians south of the Ebro. His victories over the Alcaides, Vaxue, and Carpetani extended Carthaginian control over the river Tagus region. The siege of the Roman ally Saguntum marked the prelude to the Second Punic War, with many Iberian and Celtiberian warriors aligning with Carthage. Rome responded by dispatching Gnaeus and Publius Cornelius Scipio to wrest control of Iberia. Gnaeus triumphed over the Ilergetes tribe north of the Ebro, conquered the Iberian epidyme of Tarico, and defeated the Carthaginian fleet. With the arrival of Publius Scipio, Tarico was fortified, and by 211 BC, the Scipio brothers dominated Carthaginian forces south of the Ebro. However, setbacks occurred as Publius Scipio lost his life in battle, and Gnaeus perished during the retreat. The tide shifted with Publius Cornelius Scipio Africanus's arrival in 210 BC. Scipio conquered Carthago Nova, vanquished Hasdrubal Barca at the Battle of Baecula, and secured a decisive victory at the Battle of Ilipa. Carthaginians retreated to Gades, granting Scipio control over the entire south of the peninsula. Following this triumph, Iberian tribes, including the Ilergetes, rebelled. Only after quelling this revolt did Rome succeed in conquering the remaining Carthaginian territories in southern Spain. Post-Carthaginian defeat, the Iberian territories were divided into Hispania Ulterior and Hispania Citerior. In 197 BC, Iberian tribes revolted again in the Hispania Citerior province. After consolidating these regions, Rome expanded into Lusitania and Celtiberia. The conquest of Lusitania unfolded through a protracted campaign, and conflicts in the northern regions persisted until 16 BC, concluding with the Cantabrian War's final rebellions. Iberian society unfolded with distinct classes, embracing kings or chieftains, nobles, priests, artisans, and slaves. The aristocracy, resembling a senate, convened in a council of nobles, and rulers maintained forces through a system of obligation known to Romans as fides. The Iberians, influenced by Greek culture, adopted wine and olives. Notably, horse breeding held significance, especially among the nobility. Their economy thrived on mining, including silver mines near Gader and Carthago Nova, iron mines in the Ebro Valley, and exploitation of tin and copper deposits. The Iberians excelled in metalwork, crafting fine weapons like the falcata. In the realms of art and religion, the Iberians demonstrated a fusion of influences from Greeks, Phoenicians, Assyrians, Hittites, and Egyptians. Sculptures in stone and bronze displayed geographical variations, with the Levantine group exhibiting the most Greek influence. Pottery, adorned with geometric forms and occasional figurative images, and distinctive Iberian painting flourished throughout the region. The polytheistic Iberian religion, shaped by Greek and Phoenician practices, incorporated deities like Tanit, Baal, Melkart, Artemis, Demeter, and Asclepius. The Lady of Elcha and Lady of Garda showcased Hellenistic influence. Indigenous gods, including the oracular healing deity, Betatun, and a significant female deity associated with earth and regeneration, depicted by the Lady of Baza, were revered. Rituals were conducted in open spaces and sanctuaries within sacred locales like groves, springs, and caves. Archaeological findings suggested a priestly class, and rituals included celebratory dances and animal sacrifices. In Iberian eschatology, death marked the commencement of a symbolic journey guided by mythical beings like the Sphinx or wolf. The Iberians practiced cremation, placing ashes in ceremonial urns and depositing remains in stone tombs. And warfare was an integral aspect of Iberian society, and their skilled soldiers were sought after as mercenaries and auxiliary troops by both Carthage and Rome. During the Punic Wars, a substantial portion of Carthaginian forces comprised Iberians and Celtiberians. Iberian warfare revolved around intertribal raiding and pillaging, marked by distinctive tactics such as charging, retreating, throwing javelins, and engaging in vocal intimidation without committing to full contact combat, a strategy termed concursere by the Romans. Ambushes and guerrilla tactics were commonly employed by the Iberians. Two primary types of Iberian infantry were mentioned in ancient sources, scutati and caetrati. Scutati, heavily armored with large Italic-style scutum shields, contrasted with the caetrati, who wielded small Iberian bucklers called citra. Their armaments included the renowned gladius hispaniensis, a curved sword known as the falcata, straight swords, spears, javelins, and an all-iron spear called the ciliferum. Iberian horsemen, drawing from Spain's rich resources of excellent wild horses, became a crucial element of Iberian and Carthaginian armies, standing out as some of the best in the ancient Mediterranean. Geographically, the Iberians inhabited the eastern and southern coastal regions of the Iberian Peninsula, corresponding to modern-day Catalonia, eastern and northern Aragon, Valencian Community, Murcia region, eastern Andalusia, and the Balearic Islands in Spain. Additionally, their presence extended to Roussillon and parts of Languedoc in France. While the term Iberian initially referred to specific ethnic and linguistic groups, many dwellers in the northern, central, and western regions of the peninsula were not Iberians in this sense, only geographically being located within the Iberian Peninsula. The Iberians, organized into different classes such as kings or chieftains, nobles, priests, artisans, and slaves, maintained a social structure marked by councils of nobles and kings. The aristocracy, sometimes referred to as a synod by ancient sources, convened in these councils, and kings or chieftains sustained their forces through a system of obligation or vassalage known as fides to the Romans. Their society showcased a blend of cultural influences, with the adoption of wine and olives from the Greeks, horse breeding being particularly significant, and mining playing a crucial role in their economy. The Iberians were known for their fine metalwork and high-quality iron weapons, including the distinctive falcata. Art and religion held a prominent place in Iberian culture, with sculpture, pottery, and painting influenced by Greek, Phoenician, Assyrian, Hittite, and Egyptian art. Their polytheistic religion, influenced by Greek and Phoenician practices, featured deities like Tanit, Baal, Melkart, Artemis, Demeter, Asclepius, and native Iberian gods like Betatun and Adergina. The Iberians celebrated rituals in open spaces and maintained sanctuaries in places considered holy, such as groves, springs, and caves. Archaeological evidence hinted at a priestly class. and rituals included celebratory dances and confrontations between the deceased and mythical figures like wolves. In their eschatology, death symbolized the beginning of a journey, often symbolized by crossing the sea, land, or sky, guided by mythical beings. The end of the Iberian tale brings us to the realm of warfare. Iberian soldiers, renowned for their skill and adaptability, were in high demand as mercenaries and auxiliaries. Their tactics, marked by charges, retreats, javelin throws, and guerrilla warfare, played a significant role in conflicts such as the Punic Wars,